Alright, for part 2 of the fuselage, turn over to the back of the handout, or page 2 of the PDF, and you can see we want to add some fillets with a radius of 0.3, and there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So go to Features panel, click on Fillet, set the radius to 0.3 and enter. And then you want to be careful, you actually click on the edge and don't click on the face by accident. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to make sure again you don't have the faces selected. Hit the check mark for OK. Now we want to do a fillet on the nose, and we can't do it all in one shot. It's a little too complicated for the computer to figure out. So click on fillet a second time. It's still the same radius, 0.3. Click on the edge of the nose, and it will select around the edge. Hit OK. Alright, so we actually only drew half of it. We're going to use the mirror tool to mirror it to do the other half. So up top, click on mirror. On the mirror face plane, we're going to click on the side. And then we have three options: features to mirror, faces to mirror, or bodies to mirror. We want to choose the third option, bodies to mirror, because then when we click on the fuselage, it will do all three parts: the lofted boss base, the fillet for the edges, and the fillet for the nose, all in one shot. Hit the check mark for OK. There we go. Next, let's shell out the back. Use the shell command. If you look at the handout, it says right here, shell thickness 0.10, that's the default. Click on the background to remove the background surface, and hit OK, and it will shell it out 0.1 thickness. Next, turn on the top plane, click on top plane and show. Turn on the right plane, click on right plane and show. And we're going to draw a sketch on the right plane. So again, you got to be careful, make sure you get it on the right plane. I'm going to click on sketch, click on the sketch icon, and click on the right plane to make sure I have it on the correct spot. Let's go to the right view, view orientation, right view. Let's grab the line tool, and we're going to cut out this wedge shape, a triangle. So we're going to click up here in the top corner, kind of snap it there, to the bottom corner here and snap it, back to the origin and snap it, and then back to the beginning and click. So we make a triangle. Then turn on Smart Dimensions, click on this line and make it 4 if it's not already. And then let's just double check to make sure this is 2, which it is. We can hit OK. Once we have all that, go ahead and exit the sketch. I like to rotate it a little bit so I can see it. Make sure the sketch is highlighted in your tree. Go to the Features panel and do an extruded cut. Now when we cut, since we're in the center, we need to cut both directions, left and right. So over here where it says blind, we're going to choose through all both, and that will go through all both directions. You can see it's cutting through all of it, both directions, and hit the OK check mark. So there's our wedge for our side. The keyboard shortcut for the right side view is Control-4. Alright, next we want to put a sketch on plane 1. Click on plane 1, click on the sketch icon. Let's go to the back side now. We need to see it from this back side. View orientation. This is the back view right here, Control-2. I'm going to change my shade just so it shows up better on the video. But next we need to draw these holes, these two holes here. So I'm going to grab my circle tool, draw a hole here, draw a circle there, turn on Smart Dimensions. Okay, from the top plane that goes across here, or the origin, to 0.5 up for this short one, 2.5 up for the taller one. So from my top plane, or the origin, same thing, click on the circle and make it 0.5 up. Okay, the other one is from here to the top circle, 2.5. Next we're going to go 0.75 over from the right plane, and 1 inch for the top one over from the right plane. So let's do right plane, circle, 0.75, right plane, circle, place it down on the screen, 1 inch. The diameter is 0.25 for both. So diameter 0.25, diameter 0.25. Hit escape to get out of your smart dimensions. Now, if you notice, we should have 6 dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus this 0.10. Okay, what this is saying is that we need to offset a circle 0.10. So we're going to go to up top, offset entities. 0.10 is the default, so we can leave it the default and click on the 2 circles. And you can see it's making an offset out 0.10 distance. And hit the OK check mark. Alright, that's it for that sketch. Go ahead and exit the sketch. Go to Extruded Boss Base. Where it says blind, we're going to choose up to next. There we go. I have no idea why that wasn't working. Up to next. Now, we have another dimension here. It says draft out 3 degrees. So it's going to get actually wider as it extrudes. So we have to turn on the draft icon, turn that on, 3 degrees, but this is getting 3 degrees smaller. We want to check the box, and people always miss this. Check the box for draft outward so that it drafts out bigger. Okay, so turn that on, 3 degrees, check the box for draft outward, hit OK. While Boss Extrude is highlighted, click on the mirror tool. We're going to mirror it on the right plane, which makes a copy over on the other side. Hit the check mark for OK. And there we go. We're ready for our landing gear. Okay, to do the landing gear, we're going to do a 3D sketch. So go to Sketch tab, Sketch drop-down arrow, 3D sketch. Turn on the line tool, or click on the line tool. Click on the origin. We're going to come out on that dotted line on the XY direction. And if you look at the handout, this is on the bottom. We're going to come out 2 inches, go down 2 inches 45. So let's start 2 inches straight out on that dotted line, click. We're going to go down 2 inches, we're going to go down on the 45-degree line and click. Now we want to go forward, but that's the Z axis. We can't go on Z, we can only go X and Y. So if you remember from the rack drawing we did, you have to hit the tab key on the keyboard. So hit the tab key on the keyboard, and now we can go YZ. We want to go along the Z axis 5 inches and then 1.5 going up at 45 degrees. So on the dotted line, go up to about 5 and click, and then go up at an angle 45 degrees, 1.5 and click, and hit escape. If you go to your right view, this is what it should look like. Straight down, straight over, up 45 degrees. That's how you know you did it right. And then just rotate that around a little bit. Click on Smart Dimension. Click on this line and make it 2. Click on this line and make it 2. Click on this line and make it 5. Click on this line and make it 1.5. Alright, next we need to round off the corners, because if this was a pipe, since it's a pipe, we need to round off the corners so we don't bend it and break it. So do a sketch fillet, not a 3D fillet, but a sketch fillet. Make the radius 0.5, because it says 0.5 right here. And then click on the 3 corners. 1, 2, 3. And hit the check mark. You got to hit it a second time to finish the sketch fillet. Alright, that's it for that sketch. Go ahead and exit the sketch. Click off of it so it's not selected. It should be light gray. Now, we need to put a brand new sketch on the right plane. So click on the right plane, click on the sketch icon, grab the circle tool, draw a circle on the origin, turn on smart dimension the circle, and we look at the handout and it says right here, diameter of 0.25. 0.25 and enter. Okay, so there it is. Go ahead and exit the sketch. Go to the features panel, sweep boss base. The circle goes in the blue and the path goes in the pink. So I gotta click on my path for my pink. So there you get this preview, hit OK, and while the sweep is selected, click on the mirror tool, and of course we'll mirror this on the right plane to get it on the opposite side, and hit the check mark. Okay, make sure you save this as Fuselage, and we're ready for the title block. The title block